who performed the second autopsy, which contradicts the police officer's account of what happened in that Sacramento backyard. He said Clark suffered an 8th wound to his thigh as he was falling or already on the ground. Police say after spotting Clark in his grandmother's yard, they ordered him to put his hands up and claim he was advancing towards them when they fired at least 20 shots.
Several hundred people there have been protesting for the last 4 nights in a row. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Life needs to be enjoyed with family and friends, to laugh and to share. But tragically, addiction to alcohol and drugs can ruin that. So, if drugs and alcohol are a problem in your life or the life of someone you care about, then isn't it time to make a change? The Watershed Addiction Treatment Programs have been offering life-changing results since 1998. The Watershed has successfully treated and helped over 50,000 people get their lives back. So if you're ready to make your change and be free from addiction to alcohol and drugs, then it is time for you to make a change. The Watershed knows how to help you recover and promises to help you begin your change. Your new life can begin right now with just one simple text on your mobile phone. Text the word RECOVER to 474747. That's the word RECOVER to 474747. And a caring Watershed treatment professional will help you make your change. Do it now. Just text the word RECOVER to 474747 or visit us at thewatershed.com.
In Louisiana, Baton Rouge police firing one of the white police officers who shot a black man to death 2 years ago. The Justice Department says it would not prosecute the 2 responding officers, Blaine Solomoni and Howie Lake. Here's WAFB-TV's Scotty Hunter.
Chief Paul chose not to walk step by step through videos from the incident, only calling them, quote, graphic and shocking to the conscious. He did, however, point to what he considers clear policy violations that show why Lake was suspended while Solomoni's punishment was more severe.
Thousands of teachers across the country are protesting low pay and poor working conditions. Teachers are now staging protests looking for better pay and pensions. In Kentucky, schools were closed on Friday after hundreds of teachers refused to show up. In Arizona, thousands marched on the state's capital this week. And in Oklahoma, they're threatening to walk off the job on Monday. This is USA Radio News.
From PureFlix comes God's Not Dead, a light in darkness. Even in life's darkest valleys, a small flame can light the way toward healing and hope.
We are called to be a light in the darkness.
Starring David A.R. White and John Corbett.
God's Not Dead,
God's Not Dead, a light in darkness. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. More information is available at godsnotdead.com.
A major U.S. publication is accused by some of its own employees of suppressing a legitimate story. USA's Chris Barnes reports.
Some Wall Street Journal staffers are accusing the editor-in-chief, Jerry Baker, of suppressing a story and accompanying graphic because they were too liberal. Those staff members circulating an anonymously written email yesterday accusing an unnamed senior editor, which some later identified as Baker, of suppressing the story, which took a look at the uneven economic recovery in the decade the 2008 financial crisis. The email reads, quote, "This is censorship and it's beneath the standards of the Wall Street Journal." For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Officials with U.S. Customs and Border Protection released some of the details on the progress of the wall to be built between the United States and Mexico. John Clemens reports.
The update came from Ronald Vitello of the U.S. Border Patrol and the acting Deputy Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. He said the combination of constructing new walls with the enhancement of much of the existing border structures will make a major dent in the nation's security needs.
Border wall system provides a comprehensive solution that combines wall, lighting, enforcement cameras, and other related technology and all-weather roads to impede and deny illegal cross-border activity.
I'm John Clemens.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Nishama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Nishama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Welcome to the Garden America radio show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
It is a good Saturday morning. Welcome one and all, 6 minutes after the hour. This is Garden America. Hope you had a good week. We are back for the weekend for the next couple of hours. And again, here in San Diego, listening to us live on AM 1240. If you want to catch the show again, the same show this afternoon, the replay, AM 740 out of Los Angeles, covering Santa Barbara, most of Southern California. And again, that's AM 740, the replay of this show at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'm Bryan, Maine, and welcome one and all Facebook viewers, listeners, those of you streaming, perhaps listening to us on your local radio market. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, we are ready to go. Tiger, last-minute headphone situation there. I think most people who were tuned in or watching us on Facebook saw your little mad dash. I'm sorry. Let me turn your mic on. How's that? Oh, you know what? It's not go. Tiger has no mic. Let's try this. Try that. No, it's nothing's coming through. Isn't that interesting?
Perfect.
Let's see. Last week,
just the way I planned it.
Last week we lost Facebook during the first hour. Second hour we lost our network audio feed, and then today Tiger's quite the engineer, though. He can probably figure that out.
You know, one of our Facebook
thanks for jumping in, John. Appreciate that.
One of our Facebook listeners last week made a comment that it's always an adventure with Garden America.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what?
His button's just not lighting up over here.
It's not lighting up either. Now, when I put it in the B position,
right,
it does light up, and nothing's going on there. Well, we gotta figure this out.
Tiger can use my mic. You know what? And I can come back for the 2 o'clock.
For the 2 o'clock show, that's actually a replay of this show here.
Well,
we're going to get this worked out, though, so hang in there. So I'll continue, John. Go ahead with what you were pontificating there.
Well, I don't think I was pontificating. But I did. One thing I did not get to mention the first hour last week is that if you want to move to Fallbrook, my house is for sale and has 30 years worth of rare plants that I'm having separation anxiety.
You're using this show to help sell your house?
No, you know what I really want? Because I don't think I'm going to have any trouble selling it. The realtors came by yesterday and they said, we think we can sell your house in 3 days.
That's the big thing now, how quickly they can sell your house. And now, is this one of those realtors that says, if we can't sell it, we'll buy it from you at an agreed-upon price?
No, because my response was, if you can't sell it in 60 days, we're taking it off the market.
Really?
Yeah.
They came back and said, 3 days we can sell it.
Yeah,
it's a buyer's market.
Things are selling pretty well now. But what I would really like would be somebody who appreciates plants, because, you know, I have nightmares now that somebody's bought my house, come in with a bulldozer, and just put all the roses in a huge pile, made a bonfire out of them.
I take that to mean that you don't plan on taking a lot of your plants with you, or that it's just logistically not possible?
Yeah, it's probably not logistic. You saw how many are there.
Oh, yes. It looks like the San Diego Zoo.
And how many were in pots?
Right.
You know, those I can take, the ones that are in containers. But I don't know. This is going to be difficult for me.
Hey, Tiger,
I'm glad I have your support, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get you back. In the meantime, you can continue directing the show there. like a good TV producer director does. We appreciate that.
Just sit in the corner and be quiet.
Hey, questions and comments. First of all, you can email us, John at GuardAmerica.com, if you have any questions. Go ahead, Tiger.
That was a millennial comment, wasn't it, John? Just sit in the corner and be quiet, right?
A millennial comment. Let's clear things up, though. You're on the threshold of millennialism, if there is such a word. Anyway, John at GuardAmerica.com. You can also post your questions, comments right there on Facebook Live. We normally get to those quicker, I should say, right away. And you can also give us a call, 858-424-9825. Again, that's 855-424-9825. John at GuardAmerica.com or right there on Facebook Live.
You know, in San Diego, spring is officially here, I think. We've had a week worth of warm weather. And yesterday was I don't know about on the coast, but or down here, but in Fallbrook it was almost 80 degrees.
No, in more the low to mid 70s down here.
Really?
Yeah. You're normally hotter and colder. You've got the two extremes going in Fallbrook.
Yeah, I think that's a millennial song too. You're hot and you're cold.
When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
No, not that one.
Oh, that was Jerry Reed.
I think Tiger knows the one I'm talking about.
It is 11 minutes after the hour. Thank you so much tuning in wherever you're tuning in, maybe Biz Talk Radio, streaming, also Facebook Live. Do want to remind people before too long, you want to download the iHeart Radio app. Soon you'll be hearing podcasts via the iHeart Radio app, and we want to thank the good people at iHeart Media for allowing us to be part of their huge empire. So that's the iHeart Radio app. Download it, and you'll be able to take us wherever you go. Live shows, of course, and pre-recorded podcasts. That's the iHeart Radio app. We'll be talking more about that as we move closer and closer to loading up some shows for you. So that means if you missed a show, you want to hear a show again, a particular guest, you can go to the iHeart Radio app, find Garden America, and look for that particular show to listen to. So the iHeart Radio app, be sure to download that as soon as you can. Biz Talk Radio, this is Garden America. Going to be fixing Tiger's mic here before too long. John, I think Ogden Nash was on your mind this week.
Yeah, he had a quote that I thought fit the week, and he said, "Indoors or out, no one relaxes in March, that month of wind and taxes. The wind will presently disappear. The taxes last us all the year." He's also the one that came up with the...
I never saw a cow poem. Remember that?
I never saw a purple cow?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Said, I never saw a purple cow. I never hope to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Pretty good. Okay, so...
He also did the farewell, farewell, you old rhinoceros. I'll stare at something less preposterous.
What else do you have for us?
Yeah, he had a way with words.
Absolutely.
It's humorous. You know, do we have to go to a break right now?
We've got a break in a couple of minutes. No, we have time. Go ahead.
Okay, because I wanted to talk a little bit about the super dwarf tomatoes. They seem to be becoming really popular now. And we've talked a little bit about how this tomato breeding phenomenon has really occurred with backyard growers across the world. And through the power of the internet, they're able to communicate with each other, share seeds, and keep this project going. And they're basically a bunch of, or a grouping of tomatoes that only gets to be about 3 feet tall. And they're really stocky. You know, they don't vine like regular tomatoes, but unlike determinant type tomatoes, which also have a tendency to grow the same height, though not quite as stocky, determinant tomatoes get to their height, start to flower, and then produce their crop, and it ripens all at the same time. But the super dwarfs will have the same growth habit as a determinate tomato, but they continue producing throughout the whole season. So it's like a determinate indeterminate.
Mm-hmm. I think we talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been ordering them because not only can you grow them in your garden if you've got, you know, a smaller garden and don't have a lot of room for huge tomato plants.
Right.
But if you don't have a garden at all and you want to grow them in containers, you can put one of these in a 5-gallon can, which is way too small for a regular tomato plant, but these would do just fine in there. I need to get you one next week.
Okay, sure. I'll take it off your hands.
Let's see.
How big will it get?
Well, I don't know, maybe 3 feet.
Okay, exactly. Exactly. But now we talked about the fact that do you or do you not need a cage for that?
You know, it's the only tomato I know that really, or the only class of tomatoes I know that really would do well in a tomato cage. All the others, the tomato cages just hold them up for a month until they get big enough to fall over and they lay on the ground. But there's 6 varieties that we're selling online at gardenamerica.com, and the next ship date for us is a week from Monday. And so I think it's April 16th.
How are sales going this year? Are they flying out the door like they have in previous years?
Actually, it's not. It's 2 weeks from Monday, April 16th.
But things are moving along quite nicely?
Yeah, well, we're able to keep up with the orders so far. We did still have yellow geraniums available because we doubled the amount that we grew last year. So those, as long as you order within the next week or so, you should still be able to get those.
Beautiful. Okay, music says it is break time. We're going to get Tiger's mic fixed up because our guest is standing by, ready to go. Dr. Rowden, is that right? Dr. Rowden's going to be with us after the break. It is 60 minutes after the hour. 855-424-9825. You can also email us, john@gardenamerica.com. Facebook viewers, questions, comments, right there on Facebook. We're going to take a break. Happy Saturday from Garden America.
I'm your BioAdvanced lawn care scientist, here to introduce new all-in-one weed and feed. It kills lawn weeds like dandelion and clover. Plus, it kills crabgrass, all in one easy step. And it has microfeed action, which creates a more nutritious, resilient root zone. That's the key to a healthy green lawn. Make the switch and try the one that weeds, feeds, plus kills crabgrass.
New all-in-one weed and feed from BioAdvanced science-based solutions. Get more from the blue bag. Always read and follow label instructions.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
There's no question you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And
Probably enough. It can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're
sensitive those guys
Omega 50 Plus will work for you.
Rowden.
We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the
He
test.
just called back. He's
The
locked in.
debate is over.
All right,
It's
Tiger.
not fish
I'm gonna
oil
have you go.
or krill oil.
I'll
It's
tell you when.
both. And now, a free bottle. Call now. 800-834-4690. 800-834-4690. That's 800-834-4690.
The volume in my headphones? You
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're the same.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information, and then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month, based on what you can afford to pay. One quick 10-minute call could help you solve your student loan problems. So call right now. Not available in all states. Payments may vary based on income.
800-685-0129. 800-685-0129. 800-685-0129. That's 800-685-0129.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are back. Those of you listening to us in San Diego, welcome. AM 1240 this afternoon, the rebroadcast of this very same program. For those watching or listening on AM 740, if you live in Southern California, no problem at all picking that up. And then soon to come, the iHeartRadio app, where you can hear our podcast shows from now until who knows when. Tiger, we've got you all set up, I think, on the mic that I used during the week.
Yay, people can hear me now.
Hey, how about that? little technical snafu during the first segment. What we did, get things all fixed up during the break, which if you are watching us on Facebook, you saw that whole process and how it takes place. And I do want to apologize going into the break for mispronouncing our guest name, Tiger.
Yeah, you better. That's what I think.
I
that's
apologize.
Why he hung up.
Yeah. I apologize, but we are back and ready to go at 22 after the hour.
We're going to be talking birds with John Rowden, right?
Isn't that so exciting? Because I have a big
question. You got
question.
this idea from last week.
Well, we were talking last week about this, and I have my biggest question is, why is the backyard bird hunt in February?
The census.
The census.
Right, where we count the birds to see the health of the population.
Right.
Well, we're going to find out.
And we are, because is Dr. John Rowden ready?
Ready to go?
Okay.
On your cue, Tiger.
So this morning, we are going to be talking birds.
That was me. Sorry about that. Too many buttons in front of me.
We're going to be talking birds with Dr. John Rowden with the Audubon Society. Good morning, Dr. Rowden. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing really well. How about you?
Oh, we're doing great this morning, having some fun here in the studio. So I don't know if you heard me leading into your intro, but I have a question, and that's, why is it that the backyard bird hunt is in February?
So I think you're referring to the Great Backyard Bird Count.
Count.
We don't really hunt the birds; we count them, right?
Yeah.
Tiger was thinking about what he does.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is in February. It's over the President's Day weekend typically. And, you know, we want to provide a lot of opportunities through the year for people to get out and count the birds and participate in their local Audubon's activities across the year. We have the Christmas bird count, which happens perhaps not surprisingly around Christmas. The Great Backyard Bird Count has been going on for, about 30 years, and what we're trying to do is just give people the opportunity to get out. It is the winter in most of the country at that point in time, but get out and actually see that there are birds present then in their yards, regardless of where they live. So it's a great opportunity. We have other opportunities coming up throughout the year as well, but that's just one where, probably in the middle of winter, when people are a little bit sort of, is spring ever going to come? Well, here's an opportunity to get out and see what birds are in their community and help us understand over time how those bird populations might be changing.
Oh, so I think it's more for us, because we need to get outside.
Right,
we need to start
exactly.
exploring in February than it is really for the birds. And that is a good thing to do, because I do agree that probably right around February people are getting a little stir crazy, and if you give them any excuse to go out and do something, they'll grasp onto that. Well, Dr.
Sure.
Rowden, I know that you're with the Audubon Society. Can you tell us a little bit about your role?
Sure. I'm a director of community conservation, and so I really work to connect people in communities all over the country to local conservation issues that will help protect birds. And, Audubon is really uniquely positioned because we have chapters in 400 and 60 odd cities and communities around the country. And so we're kind of local everywhere, and we really do want to help people connect to conservation, connect to birds in their community, and ultimately help us protect them.
And when you guys are in a certain community, it's nice because that allows you to get specific within that area, because I'm sure Southern California is very different than New York, which is very different than Oregon and very different than Kansas. And if you guys were trying to cover the whole nation at once, it'd probably be pretty difficult, much like gardening, where we all have these specific zones. What are some of the challenges that each kind of community has within itself, as far as not the Audubon Society, but, when it comes to birding? Is it more seasonal challenges? Is it more cities growing and the birds kind of moving out to the rural areas? What are those challenges that bird watchers face?
Sure. Well, you're absolutely right that conservation is local, and that's one of the nice things about being local everywhere across the country. There are some common threats that birds are facing that independent of where they're located, but then there are local ones. And you've mentioned a couple. So habitat destruction is certainly one that is a big issue that is sort of across the country. One thing that the Audubon Society has identified as a big threat to birds is climate change, and we released a report in 2014 that the Birds and Climate Change Report, which shows that about half of North American bird species are at threat to lose 50% or more of their range due to climate change. And so that's something that, again, is kind of ubiquitous across communities, but can have different effects depending on where you're located in the country and what those changes will be.
And I know that the Audubon Society has always been proactive in trying to have people create conservation for birds, putting in bird feeders, putting in habitat gardens.
Backyard habitats.
Yeah. Is that something that you guys are still focusing on for people? Are you seeing that kind of help in some ways? Or are you guys going to now more focus on, bigger aspects? Because like you mentioned, it's, climate change that's a lot of directing of this.
Right. Well, and, one of the things that we want to obviously do, even when we have a big challenge like climate change, is give people ways that they can actually contribute and help in their local communities. And so we absolutely do support the preservation and conservation of local habitats. So we have a program right now called Plants for Birds, which is really working, and this is a great audience of yours to be talking about this too, that really is encouraging people to plant specifically plant native plants, because data are increasingly showing that native plants are better at supporting our native bird species. And so that's one of our big programs that we really want to promote, and I'm happy to talk in more detail about that with you.
Yeah, definitely. So I know that locally here, the Audubon Society has habitat gardens that they have for people to be able to go to and see, so that way they can get ideas for their own homes. Is that something that's carried across all over?
We do have habitat gardens and demonstration gardens across the country. We don't have them in every community, but that is a great way for people to actually get some of that on-the-ground understanding and learning and support from their local Audubon where that's present. We do have an online source of information as well, where we have a database where people can put in their zip code, and it will tell them what plants are native to that local area, what birds will be supported by those plants based on the resources the plants provide. It will connect them through to their local Audubon that can provide support, as well as local retailers that carry native plants. And so we want to provide a variety, both, on-the-ground tangible things that are in their communities, but also ways for them to tap into information.
Doctor, we're going to have to take a break real quick, and when we get back, we'll
finish that thought
and load it online.
It is break time. John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main Tiger Palafox, talking birds today. Garden America, happy weekend, happy Easter weekend, by the way.
There's more than one way to invest in your education. Investing in the right products, securities, and real estate generates secure and sound futures. What about an investment that retains its value? Consider college real estate. College Real Estate can provide housing for students and generate returns for their families. Through this special offer from Austin iLabs, you can download the free workbook from collegerealestate.com to see if this investment is right for you. Go to collegerealestate.com/radio.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp. Get started with your idea. Call for free information.
Call 1-800-607-8945. That's 1-800-607-8945.
My computer is so slow, it's making me crazy.
I used to have that problem.
Did you quit using a computer or did you buy a new one?
No, I called Geeks On Site. They made an appointment to visit my home and showed up the same day.
You mean they didn't ask you to bring your computer to a shop? That's what happened when I called a support company.
Geeks On Site can go to your home or business or even repair your computer online. They have 24/7 emergency service.
If you are having problems with your PC or Mac, call Geeks On Site, 1-800-591-1682. Our friendly certified computer repair experts are available 24/7. Call now for a free diagnosis, 1-800-591-1682. Data recovery, virus removal, and maintenance for all laptops, desktops, printers, and networks. That's Geeks On Site for friendly certified computer repair experts, available 24/7 over the phone or in your home or business. Just call 1-800-591-1682. That's 1-800-591-1682, 1-800-591-1682.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble. Help! I could barely move. Help! I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-414-1958 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-414-1958. 1-800-414-1958. Call for your free Life Alert brochure today at 1-800-414-1958.
How deep in debt are you? $10,000? $15,000? Maybe even more? And every day that goes by, you know what happens. Your debt gets larger and larger and larger. Well, if you've had it with your mushrooming debt problem and the stress it is causing you, make this free call today to the Debt Solutions Network. One quick, no-obligation call is all it takes for one of our partner companies to show you how they can help you get out of debt. So if you have $10,000 or more in combined debt and you want to learn how you can solve it, make this free, no-obligation call now.
800-814-5035. 800-814-5035.
If you are in serious debt, you have to get out of it and fast. Call my friends at the Debt Solutions Network now.
800-814-5035. 800-814-5035. Call us 24/7. 800-814-5035.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
It is Easter weekend. Happy Easter to you. Back here with Garden America, Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. 855-424-9825. Want to pick up the phone, john@gardenamerica.com, or Facebook viewers, post your questions, comments right there on Facebook. Starting to get a few trickling in. Tiger, back to you.
Yeah, and before we went to the break, Dr. John Rowden with the National Audubon Society was telling us about the program they put together called Plants for Birds. And it's a great resource for you to be able to go and find local plants that benefit birds in your area. And Dr. Rowden, I just want to let you know I did load up the link for people to go to that via our Facebook Live chat, so people can click right there, and it'll take you directly to that page. And I see exactly what you're talking about. Search for bird-friendly plants, just typing in their zip codes. They have a wonderful little video of everything. Seems like you've done a lot of work in trying to get people to plant some friendly plants for their backyards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have I learned, and there's been a lot of research on this, what plants are actually beneficial for birds. And, you know, the Audubon Society views a lot of conservation through the lens of birds because bird conservation is at our heart. And the interesting thing about the plant-bird connection, from my perspective, I'm an ornithologist, right? So I'm always trying to figure out how can we do a better job for birds. Is that is really about the insects that those native plants support, and because native plants have co-evolved with the native insects, there's often a very close connection, right? So we're all familiar with the monarchs and their need for milkweeds, but a lot of insects have close relationships with a small number of plants that they can lay their eggs on and produce, you know, young caterpillars, that sort of thing. And the interesting, or the connection to birds, is that birds, when they're breeding, when they're feeding their chicks, need massive amounts of insects to feed them. And the vast, vast majority of bird species, land bird species, regardless of what they eat as adults, feed those insects to their chicks and need thousands of them to actually get their chicks from egg to fledging. And since there's this connection between local native plants and native insects and the birds, really what you're doing if you're planting native plants, or more of them at least, is really helping those parents stock their cupboards for the young as they're trying to raise them.
So it's really important, if you are trying to accomplish this kind of habitat garden, that you don't use pesticides and don't deter some of those bugs, because maybe those bugs are actually benefiting those birds that you just mentioned, right?
You're absolutely right. Yes, we don't encourage people to use pesticides because, you know, in a balanced ecosystem, right, the bugs are actually eating the plants to a certain extent, but really the birds are there to help take care of that and to take care of those bugs and just use them to actually grow their families. And so it's a great benefit for them.
I know that's what John relies on for his rose garden, because he has just too many of them to take care of. So
exactly.
Anyway, he can bring in more birds to take care of all the bug problems.
Well, you know, last year I did no spraying whatsoever, and you would think a rose garden is one that you spray a lot, but I didn't even spray fungicides, and I had probably the most praying manads I've ever had in my garden, and of course,
praying for the health of your roses,
and then of course, just loaded with birds. Hey, John, I had a question. It's actually from one of our listeners, Sue, and she made a comment, and I was wondering if you could elaborate on this a little. She says that my Orioles returned last Sunday, and she's in San Diego. And she says it was the latest in 5 years. And I remember when I used to live in Michigan, we would always look for the first robin of spring as a sign that spring was actually there. But the robins weren't always there the same week. It seemed like every year they came differently at different times. So I was wondering, what does affect the migration of birds and the times when they return to certain areas?
Well, it's a pretty complicated question, excuse me, but a good one. So a lot of our North American neotropical migrants, we call them, so birds that migrate down to the Central and South America, they are looking for local cues down there for their actually when they need to move. And a lot of that is about light, how light changes through the year, and that can be a trigger for them to move. But also other local changes like rainfall, those sorts of things. And so it's a really complex life cycle, and it's not clear always if you're in Michigan and you're having, a warm spring or a rough winter, that the cues that are happening there are going to be the ones that are actually triggering migration farther south. But those birds, one of the challenges with climate change is that there are these changes that are happening all throughout that range of where the birds spend their time, and also are affecting how things like plants are producing resources or insects are available, all those sorts of things. So there can be lots of challenges all along the way, which is why we're really trying to understand how climate change is affecting birds and think about ways that we can actually help adapt to those changes.
And then one other question, and thanks for elaborating on that, from Deborah. And she has again, in Southern California, she has noticed that boring beetles are attacking and killing a lot of our native oak trees down here. And she's wondering if there's any birds that would be able to go after those. I would think that if they're boring, other than a woodpecker, I don't know how you would get into there, but just wondering if you knew anything about that.
Sure. Well, that's one of the challenge with those sorts of insects, and certainly birds that can get in under the bark, like woodpeckers, as you've already mentioned, might be able to get at those. And I wonder if sometimes the scrub jays, which are which do eat a lot of acorns, but actually are insectivorous as well, if they can get in there as well. So, anything that we can do to support those kind of birds, there's also other benefits because they will certainly take advantage of those other food sources that are available.
All right, Dr. Rowden, you had mentioned the Plants for Birds on your guys' website, but I know that you're also the director of a few other programs over there. What are other things that people you are looking forward to for people for spring? What other programs is the Audubon Society putting out there that people can get ready for spring?
Sure. Well, I will say that that we really do want to promote native plants, and there's a variety of reasons that we talked about. Obviously, the benefit to birds, and you mentioned as well, Tiger, that that you need less pesticides. There's also less water use necessary for native plants, and that's, I know, a big issue in Southern California. So those are all benefits to it. So we really do want to think, how can we support people in that? There's we are going to be getting into the thick of migration before too long, and one of the challenges that birds face during migration is navigating our built environment, and there's a couple issues there. So one is reflective surfaces can be challenging for birds because they don't necessarily see glass as a barrier. They see it either reflecting habitat or it may be seen as a passageway, and so that's something to think about. How can we make our reflective surfaces, those windows, more visible to birds during migration? And the other issue is light at night, and that's because most of our bird species actually migrate at night when temperatures are cooler, so they don't get so overheated. They also use the night sky for navigation, moon and stars. And so night light in our cities in particular can be challenging for birds. And so we have a program called Lights Out, which actually encourages buildings, large and small, to turn their lights off during spring and fall migration, particularly later on at night when a large number of our birds are migrating. And so that's something certainly people can do as well to help these birds on their migratory journeys.
Hey, well, Dr. Rowden, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure talking with the Audubon Society and learning what you guys are working on and learning what's coming up new. Any last-minute things that you want to mention to people? One thing that I'm fascinated with on your guys' website is the live cams that you guys have. And you guys have live cams all over, it feels like the world or country at least, where you guys can just monitor bird activity throughout, and that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, one of the things that we want to do is give people a glimpse into birds' lives because that access really does make you understand them a little bit better and hopefully help want us to protect them with us. So I would encourage you to look at that as well. And I guess the last thing I would leave you with is just on the Native Plants program, our Plants for Birds program, is that really anybody anywhere can dig in. You don't need a yard necessarily. If you have a patio or a balcony, even small containers of native plants can actually provide places for bugs to lay their eggs, and birds will find that. So I want to encourage anybody to join us with Plants for Birds.
Yeah, that is so true. So true. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Great. Thanks. You too.
Do appreciate it. A lot of great information with Doctor. It is 45 minutes after the hour. Break time. One final segment coming up here. Hour number 1, Garden America on this Easter weekend. Again, lines are open at 855-424-9825. You can also email your questions, john@gardenamerica.com, or you Facebook viewers right there on Facebook. Questions, comments, as we step aside, taking a break. Garden America coming right back.
Hello, I'm your bio-advanced lawn care scientist.
Where'd you come from?
And I want you to try new all-in-one weed and feed.
What's this?
All-in-one weed and feed. It kills lawn weeds like dandelion and clover, plus kills crabgrass, all in one easy step.
Did you say kills crabgrass?
Yes, weeds, feeds, plus kills crabgrass.
Wow, really?
With new all-in-one weed and feed from bio-advanced science-based solutions.
My lawn is going to look great.
Get more from the blue bag. Always read and follow label instructions.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who can't work because of a serious injury or illness, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. It doesn't matter if you've applied before and the government has said no. Let the experienced attorneys at Bill Gordon and Associates help you get the Social Security disability you deserve. Their team of attorneys have been fighting for benefits for people just like you for over 20 years. And best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. There are many conditions that make you eligible, including some you may not even be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call Bill Gordon and Associates today for your free, no-obligation consultation. See if you qualify for the Social Security benefits you need and deserve. 800-470-4453. 800-470-4453. That's 800-470-4453.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing at 800-557-6095 immediately. That's 800-557-6095. Page Publishing is looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to them and give you their feedback. If they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-557-6095 now for your free author submission kit. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-557-6095. That's 800-557-6095. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call. Call Page Publishing at 800-557-6095 for your free author submission kit.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-569-3414. That's 800-569-3414. Again, 800-569-3414.
Attention! Are you moving soon and don't know who to turn to? If you are moving or planning to move long distance or across the country, Moving APT is offering up to a 20% discount for radio callers this month. Let us handle and remove all the pain and stress in a long-distance move. Let Moving APT help you with your all-inclusive move, including packaging services, help with washers and dryers, mounted TVs, bed frames, and more. We can include packing and unpacking services or ask for boxes, tape, bubble wrap, or labels. We also disassemble and reassemble appliances and TVs at your new home. Moving is difficult and stressful, so call Moving APT today to find the most professional movers to support you. If you are looking for a low-cost quote to move long distance or across the country, call us now. Call 800-716-0362. 800-716-0362. Get a guaranteed quote with up to 20% off. 800-716-0362.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is 51 minutes after the hour. This is hour number one. For those that only hear the show for the first hour, you can always go to Facebook Live, hear the second hour. AM 1240, the first hour here in San Diego. The replay this afternoon on AM 740. That starts at 2 p.m., so you can tune in there. Or, like I said, download the iHeartRadio app coming soon. Future podcast of the Garden America Radio Show. You can catch every single show. Shows you missed, shows you want to hear again, particular guests, so on and so forth. Also, don't forget you should be subscribing or have subscribed to our newsletter that John spends so much time during the week putting together. So go to our website, gardenamerica.com, and subscribe to our newsletter. Also, I think we have a few spaces left, John, for the trip to England coming up in July. That's also on the homepage of gardenamerica.com.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But you should check it out, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, but don't wait too long.
No, we're getting close to the end there.
That's right.
I am fascinated with this. Right now I'm watching the Seal Island, Maine Atlantic Puffin Ledge webcam. You know, these puffins.
I love puffins.
I swear that they know the camera's there.
Who doesn't love a puffin?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, but it's got the beach, the water washing up on the rocks. The puffins are just staring back at you, goofing around, having fun.
And obviously, this is from the our conversation earlier from the Audubon Society.
I have a puffin whirligig in my backyard. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Chuck and Rochelle gave that to me. I'm not positive, but the last time we went to England, we were able to see puffins up in Scotland, and I think I bought like a puffin notebook, and I'm fascinated with puffins.
It was a puffin year.
Yeah.
Puffins are like penguins that can fly.
So you're watching puffins right now, Tiger, huh?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So when you go to their website, though, you said they have bird cams all over the world?
Oh yeah, there's like hawk nests. So you can see the hawks bringing food back to their young. There's a little puffin nest cam of this little puffin that's under a rock, and it's just sitting on its nest. That was not as exciting, but it's cute.
Didn't you tell me, John, because I've got obviously a patio with a sliding glass door, or anybody with windows, that you can get a birdhouse that actually has the back of it's clear, so you from the inside the house you can actually see what's going on inside the birdhouse.
Yeah.
I don't remember that conversation, but they certainly have those, so we might have talked about that.
You put a suction cup up there to your window, I guess, and
and
those suction cup birdhouses have always bothered me.
Why?
It's like
not very stable.
Well, if they lose the suction, do they just fall and the eggs crash to the ground?
We don't like to think about that.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, that would be sad.
Oh, but yeah, you know, it is true though that birding and gardening go hand in hand.
Oh, absolutely.
They definitely. If you are a gardener, you appreciate the environment around your garden, and birds is a huge part of that. And I think that when people do those habitat gardens, they're attracting birds, they're attracting butterflies, and all of the other things that he mentioned that go along with it, which is an exciting part because people need to recognize that it's all part of the whole life cycle of everything. That bird will come along and eat that butterfly. Except they don't eat monarchs, right? Aren't monarchs? I think like monarchs are poisonous because they eat milkweed,
right?
Which are poisonous.
Right.
So I think birds don't, or there's not a lot of birds that eat
they know
monarchs.
enough to stay away from monarch butterflies.
Yeah, because I think that'll probably make them sick.
If I'm not mistaken, there's another butterfly the larva mimics the monarch larva
to protect itself.
Wow. Right, from birds eating it. The new property that I'm going to be building my house on in Fallbrook.
You're moving?
Did I mention that? I want to give out the number of my realtor if you'd like to call.
You've got to be a plant lover, though, because you're going to inherit basically a small version of the San Diego Zoo.
Well, lots of plants. No, but the new property that I'm buying has a ravine down at the bottom. So talking about an area for birds, it's kind of natural.
How far away is it from your present location?
Oh, let's see, 2 miles.
You like Fallbrook?
I do like Fallbrook,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe this might be a chance for you to
move closer,
make a break, move closer, come on down south and join Tiger and myself.
Property, the further south you come, the
more expensive it is.
The more expensive it is.
Yep.
There's no way I could afford 4 acres down in San Diego. So up there, we'll see. It's got to be I told my wife it has to be the last move, though I'm way too old. When we were married, we moved 10 times the first 10 years we were married.
Wow.
And
talk about not being able to sit still.
That's right. And now it's been 30 years we've been in the same home. So there's a lot there. Not only a lot of plants, but a
lot of memories too.
And a lot of junk. There's so much junk that's like, why are we saving that?
Are we caught up on the questions, Todd? You want to make sure nobody on Facebook is being left in the lurch?
Yeah, we're caught up on the questions. There's some discussion about hummingbirds and watching out for windows going on.
We should keep our windows a little dirtier so birds don't fly into the windows.
That's the excuse I use for not washing my windows, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, Carolyn made an excellent point. Just leave your windows dirty to protect the birds.
Yeah.
Anything to save work. I like that idea.
Yeah, but, there was the other question from Deborah, who had said, do birds prefer native plants for their nesting and habitats over non-natives? And I was going to mention that, one of the things that you need to consider is that they just look for the safest spot possible for them, right. whether it's a native plant, not a native plant, or under the eave of your house, wherever they're going to feel safe. Most of the time, native plants are left natural. And so, therefore, there's a lot of dense growth, a lot of shrub coverage, and they get a lot of protection from that. Where, a fruit tree might get pruned every year, and then it's thinned out, a lot more gappy, a lot more airflow, which is good for the tree. But the birds don't want that. They want to feel like they're going to be able to stay there year after year and be safe. So, yeah.
Did you want to add to that, John?
Well, I was thinking that by the time that the fruit's on the tree, that probably the birds have already flown away. But I was thinking that fruit trees that had fruit on them, if you were up there picking the fruit all the time, that would be disturbing the area. They wouldn't like it. There are some plants that do fruit early in the spring. I was just at a friend's house a couple days ago and noticed the number of loquats on their tree. And
oh, wow.
This is loquat season, and there's they had bushels and bushels of loquats. And it's really, unless you grow your own loquat, you don't get them because you never find them in stores.
Because they're growing everywhere.
That's right. That's going to do it for hour number 1. Hour 2 is right around the corner, 6 minutes after. If your local market doesn't carry us, you can always go to Facebook Live and go to our page, Garden America Radio, watch the show, hear the show, ask your questions, comments. Also, don't forget John at gardenamerica.com and 855-424-9825. Hour 2 coming up 6 minutes after. Stay with us.
opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King. The new autopsy seems to contradict what Sacramento police say about the shooting death of an unarmed black man there. KCBS TV reporter Amy Johnson.
The family has its own private investigation underway and also its own autopsy, and the results are surprising. Stefan Clark was shot 8 times, 6 of those in his back, and the pathologist says any of those shots could have been fatal.
Benjamin Crump is a lawyer for the victim's family.
The findings of his autopsy contradict many of the narratives that the Sacramento police put forward.
The autopsy also concluded that Clark didn't die immediately, but rather 10 minutes later. For the past 4 nights, hundreds of people have been protesting in the streets of Sacramento. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Life needs to be enjoyed with family and friends, to laugh and to share. Tragically, addiction to alcohol and drugs can ruin that. Isn't it time to make a change? If drugs and alcohol is a problem in your life or someone you care about, it's time to make a change. The Watershed Addiction Treatment Programs have been offering amazing life-changing results since 1998. The Watershed Addiction Treatment Program has successfully helped over 50,000 people get their life back. The Watershed knows how to help you recover and promises to help you begin your change. Your new life can begin right now with just one simple call to 877-480-4777 or online at thewatershed.com. That's 877-480-4777 or online at thewatershed.com. We are open 24/7 and all calls are confidential and free. Call now, 877-480-4777 or online at thewatershed.com.
The UN calling for an investigation into the deadly clash between Palestinians and Israeli troops on the Gaza border. Protesters were throwing stones and Israeli troops were firing bullets, killing at least 15 people and wounding hundreds. UN Deputy Political Affairs Chief Tybruk Zarahun.
Israel must uphold its responsibilities under international human rights and humanitarian law.
The author of a provocative Facebook memo says he doesn't actually agree with the memo he wrote in 2016 titled The Ugly. In the June 2016 memo, Facebook executive Andrew Bosworth wrote that Facebook connecting people can be good and bad. Maybe it costs a life by exposing someone to bullets, he wrote. The ugly truth is that we believe in connecting people so deeply that anything that allows us to connect more people more often is de facto good. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot. I was one of the biggest critics of Obama in the national media. Suddenly, I was under massive IRS attack. So I hired Sam Landis. Sam did an amazing job. We won twice. I didn't owe a penny. Thank you, Sam Landis. Many of you have IRS problems, and you've spent thousands with non-lawyer tax resolution firms. Do yourself a favor. Call Sam Landis for a free consultation. Trust me, Sam Landis is the best. Sam saved my life. Call Sam at 800-WE-HELP-YOU with the letter U. That's toll free. 800-WE-HELP-YOU with the letter U. 800-WE-HELP-YOU.
Most people's March Madness brackets ended up in the wastepaper basket weeks ago. But for what it's worth, the NCAA Men's Final Four tips off today. The 2018 Final Four is going to be on TBS this year. Both of the national semifinals and the national championship game will be televised by TBS. USA's Chris Barnes reports.
Number 3 Michigan is taking on number 11 seed Loyola Chicago, the Cinderella team, in the early game. And then the nightcap will match top seeds Villanova and Kansas. All 4 of the schools have won at least one NCAA crown in the past. The games will be taking place at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
The State Department has declared there's no justification for the Kremlin's retaliatory expulsion of American diplomats. John Clemens reports.
The tit-for-tat battle continues with the expulsion of 60 U.S. diplomats in response to the U.S. ordering the same number of Russians out. A number of allies joined the U.S. to also expel Russians in response to the nerve agent attack on a former Soviet double agent and his daughter in the U.K. on March 4th. Heather Nauert of the State Department criticized the actions by Russia.
Russia should not be acting like a victim. The only victims in this situation are the 2 victims in the hospital in the U.K. right now.
I'm John Clemens.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt, call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people with credit card debt. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, the first step is yours. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission. License number DC 32.
Welcome to the Garden America Radio Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
It is hour number 2. It is 6 minutes after. We should update the intro to include Facebook Live every weekend. Facebook Live, our viewers, thank you so much. Probably the best way to ask your questions, comments. We tend to get to those a little bit quicker because we're monitoring Facebook all the time. And, John, I failed to ask if you had any email questions from last hour, do we?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Not one single email
Not
question.
a single email question. That's john@gardenamerica.com. You can also pick up the phone, 855-424-9825. Or, again, Facebook Live right there, and we'll get to your questions and even maybe read some comments.
I did get some emails, but they're not questions.
Just hi, John, how you doing?
Did John ever do the quote of the week?
Yes, it was Ogden Nash.
Oh, that was when I didn't have the mic.
Yeah, that's when you were, yeah, exactly. The very beginning of the hour, last hour.
But then, did you guys mention the Did You Know in the newsletter?
No, we didn't talk about that.
We should. That would be a great way to start the hour with the Did You Know.
Yeah. Do you want to do it, John?
John,
no, go ahead and read it because you got it up. I don't have it up over here.
Oh, okay. So
you got a kick out of this
in the newsletter, John always fills it with great information, facts, and figures, and new things that are happening. And in the Did You Know section of the newsletter, he had wrote, a serious problem for New England's maple tree industry is occurring due to the national low-carb diet craze. Exploding sugar, red and black maple trees, much like a cow that is not milked regularly. An untapped maple tree is like a ticking time bomb. The trees explode like gushers, resulting in injury and even death. If untapped tracts of maple syrup trees can become evil demons of sticky destruction. According to the Vermont Health Board, this year there have been 87 fatalities, 140 maimings, and a dozen decapitations as a result of these pent-up sap explosions.
And now, this is why you question the authenticity of that, because of the decapitations?
Yeah, you know what's funny? Now that I read it back, all the other parts you should have led me to the... But it didn't really get me to believe
it. It didn't register the first time,
yeah,
right?
until decapitations. Then I'm like, oh, this is just being silly.
So this is a big problem, John, well, I say in Vermont because isn't that the maple sugar capital of the world, or maple trees?
Well, actually, because tomorrow is April Fool's Day, it was kind of an April Fool's joke. But if you click on the read more, it will tell you that there actually is some basis to truth, even though what I put in there was just a joke.
Yeah.
The what did the Indians call that? I don't know if you've got the link there to the click more. But it was like the
boom of volatile freezing trees regularly around the first moon of the new year. They called it Moon of the Cold Exploding Trees.
Right, because it did get cold enough to where the sap in some of those trees could explode.
Well, and then, under the certain environments, they have that problem in California when there's a forest fire, right? In the eucalyptus trees.
Oh,
how they explode?
Because they have oils and things
Right.
inside of them, they heat up and they actually explode too, which can cause damage, to the surrounding area as well. So definitely not unheard of exploding trees, but what John's...
No decapitations that we know of.
No decapitations and no health craze phase changes have made trees be and then when I was reading again, I didn't even connect the two parts. Like, you associated it with a cow that is not milked regularly.
like
the cow
would explode.
Yeah, like it would explode. Okay, like
It's
a cow
really
is
not
gonna...
good to not milk a cow.
Yeah, but they
You know,
don't
speaking
explode.
of cows,
No, they have to be milked.
my daughter wants, when we get to our new property, my daughter wants me to get miniature cows.
What, are you moving to a farm
Do you
or
know
a
anything
ranch?
about miniature cows?
No, I know miniature ponies.
Yeah.
How about get a miniature pony?
goat.
Yeah, goats.
Miniature goats.
Well, I am looking into getting a llama because I heard that there's a huge tax savings if you get a llama.
Because?
I don't know. That's
You can write off a llama. Can you imagine that when you're doing your taxes with your accountant next year?
You know what I would name my llama if I got one?
Dolly.
Yep. Exactly.
I knew that was coming.
But I am really looking into it just to see.
Now, you should get peacocks as well, and then you don't need to buy a security system.
We had that peacock that used to live on the roof next to my house.
That was the old NBC peacock.
No, it was a real peacock, and I really liked it, but it ran into the side of a truck. And it was...
It lived on your roof?
Yeah. No, my neighbor's roof.
Okay. And then was the truck moving when it ran into it?
Yes. It flew into it.
Flew into it?
Yeah, it was a semi going down the street.
Don't let that stop you. You can have what, 4 acres now?
4 acres.
4 acres, plenty of room. But I would get peacocks. I would look into the llama. I would get, you know what you should get that you've always wanted? You know what John's always wanted? A miniature hedgehog.
Oh, yeah, he's talked about that before.
You don't really need 4 acres for a miniature hedgehog, though. You know why I don't have a miniature hedgehog?
I think zoning laws, right?
Well, they're illegal in California.
Right. So are ferrets.
They are. That's true.
And I don't know why. I
used to have a ferret in my backyard. I told you that story.
Sounds like a poem.
The ferret. The most interesting thing with the ferret in my yard was when it.
You want to clear your throat there?
Oh,
it's right. Camera's right there.
I don't know why I'm getting all choked up.
That's okay.
But with the ferret,
because they're illegal, it makes you unhappy.
Well, that's true. But the thing that really amazed me was that it attacked a rat, and
they're mean.
Well, yeah, but I thought that was kind of cool that it went after a rat.
So there you go.
You want to get rid of rats.
Another reason to control the rat population.
That's right. But I think ferrets also, don't they go after bird eggs and things like that?
Probably.
Yeah.
They're legal in Arizona and many other of the 48 contiguous states.
Popular pets, but I don't know.
How about a raccoon? You need a pet raccoon.
Raccoons, they're nice just out in nature.
They're very
where they
demanding.
belong.
I moved into a house years ago, middle of the night, moving stuff in, and the homeowners who moved out neglected to tell us that this family of raccoons, every night about 10 o'clock, would come up to the sliding glass door with their little arms held out, wanting to be fed. I had nothing to feed them, so they ended up in the plum tree. Destroyed the plum tree. But every night here, this little family of raccoons would come up and put their arms out.
We used to have a dog door, and a possum came in through it. Got behind the bed.
Oh, freaked out, right?
Yeah. But
you don't want to tell the end of that story, do you?
No, it's a real sad ending.
Okay, 855-424-9825. Want to pick up the phone, talk to us. Facebook Live, questions, comments, john@gardenamerica.com.
I told you during the break that Princess Chichibu was blooming.
Yes. Who doesn't love Princess Chichibu?
And also Princess Michiko. Both those are blooming.
Most princesses this time of the year do bloom, John.
Those are two of the roses that I have in my Japanese rose collection, even though neither one of those is a Japanese rose. I think they're both from Harkness in England. But for some reason, Harkness had a bunch of roses that they gave Japanese names to. I'm not really sure why. I have to look into that.
Now, you will be taking some portion of your backyard with you, right? Just not everything?
There's a few things that I want to take. For instance, the cowrie tree that I have in my backyard that I planted from a seed 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Now 60 to 70 feet tall, obviously can't be moved. But the cones fell on the ground and I had little seedlings coming up.
There you go.
So I now have in a 1-gallon pot a cowrie tree that we will move.
You got 4 acres to fill up now. Remember, 4 acres.
Yeah, part of it, we've got to plant a cash crop somewhere, though.
True.
So I think we will.
You got Tiger's attention there.
So I think we're going to put in dragon fruit.
What do you think about that?
Low water.
I think that it'll be pretty popular because a lot of the restaurants locally are starting to do dragon fruit.
It's one of those up and coming fruits. So a lot of acreage is going in, and the demand is high right now. But as the supply gets there, it'll level off. But if I put in a crop, I want to put in something that's low water usage. There's also a California program. Actually, I don't know if it's through the whole state, since the whole state doesn't grow avocados. But if you remove avocados and put in vineyard or was one other crop.
Why would they want us to remove avocados?
Yeah, my question exactly. Why remove avocados?
Because of the water they use. So the water comes.
They're delicious.
What's going to happen to the guacamole?
Yeah.
But I think you can get $15,000 for doing that.
Oh, my goodness.
I have to look into that, too.
Really?
A lot of stuff I'm looking into.
Look into that. It is 16 after the hour. It is break time. Looking forward to your questions, comments, right there on Facebook Live. Want to hear from you. What's on your mind? What's going on? Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. I'm Bryan Main, along with John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Don't forget, download the iHeartRadio app. Go to your app store. Download the iHeartRadio app for future podcasts right here with your friends on Garden America. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm your bio-advanced lawn care scientist.
Where'd you come from?
Now I want you to try new all-in-one weed and feed.
What's this?
All-in-one weed and feed. It kills lawn weeds like dandelion and clover, plus kills crabgrass. All in one easy step.
Did you say kills crabgrass?
Yes. Weeds, feeds, plus kills crabgrass.
Wow, really?
With new all-in-one weed and feed from bio-advanced science-based solutions.
My lawn is going to look great.
Get more from the blue bag. Always read and follow label instructions.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And, of course, Facebook Live, questions, comments, as they keep coming at you. Usually the best place because we keep track of Facebook intently. John at gardenamerica.com, also 855-424-9825. Do want to remind you once again, people asking to download the iHeartRadio app for our future podcast we're working on right now. Kathy made a comment, John, about your roses and your big move and the stage of life that you're in right now. You saw that on Facebook?
No, I didn't. Let me see. Here it is.
Or Tiger's willing to read it to you.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kathy said, John, usually when people get to a certain age, they're thinking more about downsizing their yard space. Where are all your precious roses going to go?
I imagine the ones in pots, John, you can take with you, right? That's not a problem.
No, you can dig up the other ones, too.
Well, I can't dig up the whole yard, but I will dig up. There are some that are in the ground that are extremely rare. Those got to go.
Okay, now, I'm sure your realtor told you to keep a certain amount of landscape back there for the attractiveness of potential buyers, right? Don't just completely take everything out.
Oh, no. Not only that, I can't take things out unless I disclose what I'm going to take if you're showing the house.
Right, because they're looking at it and thinking, okay, this is what I'm buying. Right. And then a year later, they come back.
And there's little things there, like, forget about all the rare roses. I have
This is real estate talk, by the way, in case you want to give us a call, ask your questions or comments to John.
I have a Hokkaido elm. And Hokkaido elms are used in bonsai a lot because they're miniature elm trees. Come from the island of Hokkaido in Japan.
So that's downsizing then in a way, right?
Yeah, well, this one that I have is maybe, let's see, at the most 20 inches tall.
Okay.
Maybe 2 feet. But it's 50 years old. And it's irreplaceable. How can I replace a 50-year-old Hokkaido elm? So I'll dig it up since it's only that tall.
And you'll hope for the best.
And hope for the best, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of what you're going to be transplanting, you're not sure how well
I also have some Kingsville
they're going to do.
Dwarf boxwood, which are miniature boxwoods. Are you familiar with those, Tiger, the Kingsville dwarf?
Yep.
They're about this big, Brian, so softball size?
Softball size, that's what John's describing.
No, that's
like
you're
basketball.
You're doing basketball. I was doing softball.
Softball, okay.
But those are also 30 years old. And if they're that big after 30 years, I need to dig them up.
You need a plan of attack. You got to write all this down.
I just don't have time, though.
You got a year, don't you? When do you have to be out of there?
No, if I sell my house, I have 30 days.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the problem.
Okay, We got to talk some gardening.
Yeah, we got to get back off the real estate talk here. You're right. Thank you for getting us back in line, Tiger.
So Lenore had a tiny dwarf mandarin tree with full of new growth after it was almost eaten by rabbits. As much as we close as possible entrances. So, that's one problem that I have. And then there's another question about Plectranthus being rabbit repellent as well. And the one thing that I was always told when it comes to rabbits and deer, and it's not the only rule because there's always exceptions, but if it has a fuzzy leaf or a fragrance to the foliage, they usually stay away from those items. And Plectranthus, I know, has the fuzzy leaf. I don't know if they would necessarily stay away from that because there's always the weird rabbits or deer that will eat anything.
It's like a gopher. You think you can stop a gopher.
Yeah, exactly.
And he gets around your carefully crafted plan.
The Vix plant is a Plectranthus.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And doesn't that have forms that they do sell as purge for other animals? Like, isn't that same variety also like to be able to keep other things out of the garden, or no?
Maybe.
We discussed years ago rabbits.
Do you know about the
rabbit
Vix plant?
scram, deer scram?
Do you know about the Vix plant?
I do not.
It's a fuzzy-leafed plant, Plectranthus, like Tiger's talking about. But if you rub the leaves and smell it, exactly the smell of Vicks Vapo Rub.
Really? So no wonder they don't like it.
If you had your eyes closed and somebody said, "What is this?"
You think that's what it was?
Vicks plants mimic nature, but they also mimic man-made products. I wonder if that's where
the Vicks came from.
Where it came from?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
I know that they have that whole trend with the essential oils now, and there's a lot of plants that have the essential oils that they kind of make together to be able to help open up you to be able to breathe and all of that. And eucalyptus is real popular, lavender, and then I don't know the Vicks plant.
I know when I was a kid, it was popular. Your mom would rub it on your chest.
Yeah, on my feet, on the bottom of my feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, because
it's a Mexican thing.
It's a Mexican thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was because you used to bite your toenails.
No, I don't know why.
The bottom of your feet.
Bottom of my feet. I don't know why.
I remember the chest.
Yeah, the chest makes sense. I used to put it like just under my nose because I'm like, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
so I just
sure.
put it right there. But yeah, I don't know why they used to put it on the bottom of my feet.
I'm going to ask somebody in the building about that this week.
Well, it could translocate. Do you know if you put garlic in your socks that you'll have garlic breath eventually?
Because it gets into your pores and makes its way up?
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously. Well, what about garlic or something like that to
deter animals?
To deter rabbits and things like that.
They use that in a lot of repellents.
Well,
there's a lot of repellents are garlic-based.
If you just sprayed spinosad around that area every 10 days, would that help?
Not spinosad.
Well, it would keep the fleas off the rabbits.
Yeah.
But there's the hot pepper spray too, right?
Correct.
Yeah, anything peppery.
Cayenne pepper. But you know what? The thing with those two items is that they are good, but they don't last very long. So
you're always doing it.
You're always doing it. You're always trying to incorporate. And I had rabbits when I put in my new lawn in my backyard.
And this is recently.
Yeah, I had rabbits out there, and before I put up a little fence, I tried some of the repellents, and they worked for a while. But then with a lawn, you're constantly cutting and removing the foliage.
Right, so you're taking everything you put on.
Every time I mowed, I'd have to reapply it. And then I had the Scarecrow out there, which is the motion-activated sprinkler, which was awesome. And it worked for a while. But then the rabbits got smart to it and started going in other parts where I couldn't quite get it to work as good. So finally I put up a fence. And I'm like, I put up this little fence, and it was perfect. And it was fine. And then they found the smallest hole. Like it was like a baseball-sized hole in a probably 60-foot long fence. They found this baseball-sized hole to be able to fit through. And it would be kind of hilarious because I would go out there at night when they're there, and they'd all go scurrying around, and they couldn't find the hole. So they're all just running crazily in the backyard trying to get out because I'm in the backyard now and they want to get away from me. But they all couldn't find the hole. So I thought maybe they'll stop, but then I just covered the hole, and now I don't have a problem. I didn't have to dig it down.
But you went through 4 or 5 steps to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
But now you're making me nervous.
With the new yard.
Where you're going to be moving.
I'm going to have 4 acres. What am I going to do?
You're going to have deer,
rabbits everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know about deer. I don't know if there's deer out there.
How about bear? You're going to bear country.
Well, there are bobcats out there.
Right.
Bobcats, rattlesnakes, and coyotes.
You know, there's so many different names for bobcats. Mountain lion, bobcat.
No, those are two different
Are they two different ones?
Oh,
Two different-
completely.
Mountain lion and bobcat are two completely
What el-
different
what-
animals.
what's
You're
the one?
thinking of pumas.
Pumas, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I should have been thinking shoes.
Right.
Gail has our VIX answer when we come back.
Okay, beautiful. It is almost 30 minutes after the hour. Break time. More questions, comments on Facebook Live, and we look forward to that answer. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com on this happy Easter weekend. Bryan, Maine, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco on Garden America.
Have you heard about Biz TV? Biz TV is the home for America's entrepreneurs, small businesses, and those who want to succeed in life. It's the only national television network committed to airing original, high-quality, educational, and inspirational programming about real business people. Biz TV can provide the right kind of ideas, motivation, and education to help fuel the next generation of business owners. Visit BizTV.com and call your satellite or cable service provider to request Biz TV.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp. Get started with your idea. Call for free information.
Call 1-800-607-8945. That's 1-800-607-8945.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $200,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? Solve your student loan problems. So call right now. Not available in all states. Payments may vary based on income.
800-685-0129. 800-685-0129. 800-685-0129. That's 800-685-0129.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is Garden America on your Easter weekend. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us here as we continue Garden America. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, Bryan, Maine, Facebook Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can post your questions and comments on Facebook. Seems to be the most popular place right now. Also, John at gardenamerica.com. I know that was a great story, wasn't it?
You know, I'm trying to recall because before the break, we said something that we were going to come back to, and now John tells us his story.
John told us a wild story, which we won't go into. That was pretty amazing. It had to do, it was rabbits, Vicks Vapor Rub, things like that?
Yeah, rabbits, Vicks Vapor Rub.
Well, you were talking about the plant that you thought.
Oh, the gopher, no, the scaredy cat, dog gone, rabbit gone plant, which was a coleus. That's what it was.
Okay.
A coleus.
But we've got some people who reacted to why we put Vicks Vapor Rub in certain areas of our body.
Oh, and that's what it was. Yeah, Gail had said she puts it on the soles of your feet to lessen nighttime cough.
Okay, so that's the reason why your mother did that.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then John says if you put garlic on your feet, after a while your breath will smell like garlic. It translocates.
Right, which the Vicks must do also. Which we did find out Vicks was a combination of menthol
eucalyptus, right?
Eucalyptus oil.
Yeah.
A lot of smart viewers.
Right. Hey, Deborah had a question. She said, did John say why he's moving?
Boy, that's an hour and a half discussion right there.
It is. The first reason is I'm still married.
Yes.
And plan on...
Oh, look at that.
Look at the puffin.
It's a puffin.
And my wife has always wanted to build a house. And how she's going to talk me into making this move after 30 years in building a house is you'll finally have room for your roses.
Yeah.
That was it. So you get to sit down and design and draw on exactly how you want the rooms to be in the yard?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, this afternoon we're going to talk to the builder and about where the house is going to go. But it's a whole year process. So I have to move somewhere for a year, and I've got to find somewhere to store plants.
And make sure you've got built-in Wi-Fi, the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't even know if we have cable where we're going to be.
Yeah, you can do all that. You get a satellite dish.
I don't.
No, actually, you know
like
what? No, better yet, go to streaming. Forget cable. I'm getting off cable, going to streaming. There's your answer right there.
I'll have to think about that.
No, John can't do that.
It's easy. It takes
No. There's some technical aspects.
I'm making that move today, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Getting rid of cable. Here's your cable box back. Here's your remote control back. You can have it all back.
But how do you tape shows?
Well, that's another discussion for between breaks.
All right. So anyway, now I will have, because I'm the co-chairman of the Save the Roses Foundation, we're, it just reminded me of something. The roses, anyway, I need more room for plants, and I've only got like 300 in the ground right now, and at the new house I'll be able to put about 2,000 in the ground, which will be perfect. But the new shipment that we just got of roses from
France.
Roses from France. One of the roses we got was the Alcatraz rose, Bardu Job, which Greg Lowry discovered on the island of Alcatraz that they thought was extinct. And there's a book out called The Alcatraz Rose by Anthony Eglin, which is a great mystery if you like mysteries, and especially horticultural mysteries. But anyway, this Bardu Job rose, now some people are saying that what Greg found is really a rose from Australia called Black Boy, that was one of Alistair Clark's roses. And so what we got from France was the real Bardoujob, and it has a bud on it already, just getting ready to open. So I'm pretty excited about that. First one of my imported roses in this shipment that's going to be blooming. And with all the problems I had of those roses, taking over 2 weeks from the time they left France until I got them, and then the shipment almost being destroyed.
Did you lose any?
Department of Agriculture. I think that there's maybe 5.
That's not bad.
Out of the 60-some that are not going to make it, but the others are all leafed out and budding.
And just think of all the roses now you'll be able to grow for the Coastal Rose Society for the auction each year.
Yeah, well, this year's auction is going to be awesome. We're really looking forward to that because it's going to be held in conjunction with the American Rose Society's
Everybody's going to be in
convention.
town. Everyone's going to be here.
You're going to have a lot of people watching you.
All right.
There's going to be a lot of scouts in the audience.
The bigger the crowd, the better. Bigger the better. Any email questions,
Hey, did you
John?
ever... You always ask me that.
I just want to make sure we keep up with our email, folks.
Well, not a question. I did get the picture of the dragon fruit.
From Patty.
From Patty, which looks great.
Thank you for that, Patty, for your email picture.
And then, let's see, here is one. Oh, this is from Ann up in Santa Maria. She says, John, we're planning to water some of our succulents with hydrogen peroxide and HB101 and don't remember how much hydrogen peroxide to use in a gallon of water. Oh, I'm trying to think now. There is a site, Ann, if you just, if you Google hydrogen peroxide for plants, it gives you all the dilution rates, and maybe Tiger can find that, and we can, or during the next break, I'll look it up and see if we can get it. Because you don't want to put too much hydrogen peroxide, that's for sure. And then I got an email from Tiger.
Well, he's got a question.
No. Oh, I'm trying to find your hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, it was a quote. Did you want that quote for next week?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay,
a nice one.
Who is that?
I don't know. I just found it.
I know.
Okay,
well,
you know what?
I like to know who they're coming from.
Well, no, whenever you don't know, you just say anonymous.
I don't put anonymous quotes.
No,
usually, rarely will I put an anonymous.
The author is there. I just don't know
we
who
just
it
don't know
is.
who she is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What else there was another Facebook question that we needed to answer, or was it a comment?
Bobcats and coyotes get rid of rabbits. that comment right there, that one?
That was actually comforting. I told you the story, I think, several times about the bobcats that ate our Indian runner ducks.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago. That was sad.
Yeah. They left the heads, but ate the ducks.
I
haven't seen a bobcat since then, but then, of course, we don't have ducks anymore either. Wondering if I should get chickens.
Well, now chickens are very tasty as well.
I don't know about your idea of the petting zoo. I have to think about that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
With the llama, though.
What's the llama for?
For tax deduction.
But there's got to be a reason.
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of... The tax code is so complicated. There's a lot of unusual things in there.
Is this place going to turn into like Michael Jackson's estate?
Neverland, except we'll call it Roseland. I don't know. My wife, who promised me this rose garden, is now going back on the size of it.
Yeah,
because,
like the song.
Yeah.
I never promised you a rose garden.
Yeah. Now she's saying only an acre of roses. But I figure that I asked for 2. We compromise on 1.5.
Okay. And you've got 3 or 4 to work with, acres?
About 3.5.
3.5 acres.
But part of it's the ravine, so that'll probably be a natural woodland.
Why don't you take some pictures so we can get a visual idea of what you're talking about? Next time you're there shooting it out with the neighbors?
We'll see. We'll see. I wanted to ask you, Brian.
Yes.
Did you ever plant your vegetables?
Oh, yeah,
vegetable seed?
Absolutely.
And is anything coming up?
Well, we had tons of rain about 2 or 3 days later. Everything is coming up.
Really?
Everything is coming up. I just don't know when they're ready to be picked.
Well, what are they?
I should take a picture. Onions. We've got various lettuce plants. I've got cilantro.
Well, if the seeds just germinated a couple weeks ago, I'd say they're probably not ready to be picked.
It's I'd say within the last month. What else do I have there?
Well, cilantro, you can pick that whenever the leaves are big enough.
But yeah, everything, because of the rain, it's all green on both sides.
And you gave up on carrots, right?
No, I think I planted carrots.
Now, did they come up? Because last time you didn't get anything.
I got little teeny things that came up.
Well, that's good.
What came up was good.
Really?
It was very good, yeah. So both sides, I built a little trough on each side, dug a trough, I should say, put the seeds in, made a little, not a map, but I know listed where everything is.
Yeah.
Spinach, I got spinach and onions and lettuce.
A little diagram.
A little diagram, thank you.
Did you add new soil?
No, I just took the same soil. Yes, a little bit of new soil, topsoil, fertilized it, and then took my hands, went through the entire soil. I made sure that I, aerated it as best I could and planted, and boom.
Do you have any worms in there?
I'll have to check. But it was great that it rained right away.
Yeah.
A lot of good water.
Yeah.
And so I'll take a picture, speaking of pictures. Okay, one more segment coming up. It is 45 minutes after the hour. One more segment, questions, comments, or just sit there and watch us. That's fine, too. Also, 855-424-9825, John at GardenAmerica.com on this happy Easter weekend. Thank you so much for spending part of your time here on Garden America. Back with myself, Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Stay right with us.
I'm your bio-advanced lawn care scientist, here to introduce new all-in-one weed and feed. It kills lawn weeds like dandelion and clover. Plus, it kills crabgrass, all in one easy step. And it has microfeed action, which creates a more nutritious, resilient root zone. That's the key to a healthy green lawn. Make the switch and try the one that weeds, feeds, plus kills crabgrass.
New all-in-one weed and feed from BioAdvanced Science-Based Solutions. Get more from the blue bag. Always read and follow label instructions.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-4765.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0473, 800-245-0473, 800-245-0473. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0473.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And also Facebook for you Facebook viewers. Thank you for hanging in there with us. 51 minutes after the hour. We've got news coming up top of the hour on Biz Talk Radio, the Biz Talk Radio Network. Also want to remind you, download the iHeart Radio app for a future Garden America podcast coming your way very soon. And people responding on Facebook Live on our page with the llama talk that we had with John wanting to get a llama for tax reasons. And there are people talking about good things about llamas on there, John.
Well, Lenore is mentioning, and I feel like she needs to call in because I can't understand her Facebook post that she said. She says, are and damaged other plants too, so hold some containers over a table now. Good idea, right? But here come the squirrels.
I don't understand that either.
Yeah. Oh, Lenore.
Well, maybe she's talking into her phone or something.
And we were talking about rabbits and other critters that are, plaguing the yards nowadays because spring is the time for all that stuff to come out new, and they love new growth. This all started off when we were talking about new growth on a citrus being completely decimated by a rabbit, and they love that new soft, tender growth. So weeds, grass, all those plants that come out fresh and new, and they like to just nibble on it. They leave the old stuff alone. They don't too rough.
It's like eating leftovers. They want the new fresh stuff out of the kitchen.
Exactly. So I don't know what she's trying to accomplish with if she just stands there with her containers over a table, but now squirrels attack her while she's holding it. And then
llama droppings make great fertilizer. Won't burn when fresh.
Well, goat, llama, rabbit are all great manures that, when they are put down on the ground, unlike steer or horse or cow.
Yeah.
I said steer and cow are the same, I guess. But they burn. They burn. You need to allow them to compost. You should dilute them probably because they'll burn.
Piece of the pH, right?
Yeah. But like I said, I mean the rabbit, the goat, and llama, they all have good manures that are just as valuable, but they don't burn when you put it down. And that's why if rabbits would just eat a little bit at a time, it's not bad because they would fertilize.
They don't know when to stop eating.
They just keep going until it's all gone.
Because they have to burn all that energy.
You know how to get them to stop eating your plants? Just plant roses. They'll go straight for the roses.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we were talking about last week with the worms. When you want your red wiggler worms to come to the top, you put a melon on top. So basically, you just attract them with candy, and that's with rabbits.
Right to the top.
Rabbits go right to the rose. Now, can they? They must love your garden because John has always been a fan of the miniature rose, and rabbits. It's like the perfect rose for them because
perfect size.
They're low growing.
Yep.
And they're easy to get to, but they're very thorny usually and kind of nesty. They're kind of like intertwined a bit. Do they go after the miniature roses just as much as a standard rose?
They usually go after new growth on roses.
So no matter what,
right,
it's new growth.
Yeah, so even if it's new growth, even the thorns aren't going to bother them.
Oh, man, that's amazing.
Yeah. But I don't have a rabbit problem anymore. The 1 year is all it took, 1 year of trapping.
Uh-huh.
And
they got smart.
Like 30 rabbits I trapped and about 40 ground squirrels. My yard was a disaster.
So how did the stew taste? Was it gamey?
No, I relocated them all.
You have
to a riverbed where they're very happy.
To a ravine where you're going to be moving to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine if the new house was bought where he relocated all those
remember
rabbits?
that guy. Yeah,
I told you the story about that particular summer when, rabbits were driving me crazy, and I was catching them every single week.
Would they have a heart trap?
With the have a heart trap, right. And I didn't kill any of them. I relocated them. But, I would come home and I would see a rose had been eaten by a rabbit and it would just frustrate me. And I was up, where my shed is at the back of my property.
Very back, right.
I heard a noise over there and I thought, darn, there's a rabbit there. And I got this idea. I'll go around the other side of the shed and come up and surprise it and catch it. I don't know why.
What, bare hand?
I don't know what I was thinking.
What are you, Daniel Boone?
It was a stupid thing, but at the time I was really mad about the rose being eaten, and I thought, I don't know, maybe I was going to strangle it or something, even though I could never bring myself to do that. But anyway, so I go around the side of the shed, and as I'm sneaking around the side of the shed, I hear the rabbit supposedly coming from the other side. So
behind you?
No, from facing me.
Okay.
So we're both coming up to the corner where I'm thinking I'm going to reach out and grab it. And as I get to the corner and what I thought was the rabbit gets to the corner, I'm all hunched over, right? So I can bend down and grab it. There's a coyote.
Oh, geez.
And his face is right in my face.
You're kidding.
No, it was scary.
You're lucky he didn't just bite your face.
Well, yeah, but I think he...
Gosh.
Well, it was my face, so you know how scared he was. and
was he just as scared to see you as you were him?
He was so scared that without even thinking, he jumped over the fence in my backyard. I mean, like a pole vaulter straight over the top of that fence.
I can totally see it. Here it is. The rabbit saw the coyote, or the coyote saw the rabbit, you saw the rabbit, and the rabbit's like, oh, I'm going to get these two to meet. And so he sneaks around, and the rabbit's off on the roof probably watching this all happen. And he sees you two sneaking toward each other and then freak each other out.
I wish I had that on video.
Yeah.
That would go viral.
Hey, by the way, for Ann, it's 1 part of hydrogen peroxide for 10 parts of water if she's going to mix it up. She said she was going to mix the HB 101 with her hydrogen peroxide for her plants. And
Lenore rewrote her
it's 1 to 10
message also, Tiger, to clear up that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
I'm going to write this for Ann on the Facebook Live so she has it on there as well.
We're getting toward the end of the show. The music's going to start playing here any moment, guys. Last minute, go to our Facebook page.
Happy Easter.
During the week, Happy Easter. Go to gardenamerica.com. Check out the trip to England. Sign up for the newsletter also on our homepage at gardenamerica.com. Let's see what else. Get the iHeartRadio app to listen to future podcasts of Garden America.
Get your orders in.
And get your orders in.
GardenAmerica.com.
Just go to GardenAmerica.com for almost anything.
Right. Any vegetables, grafted vegetables for your garden, now available.
And go to your app store for the Garden America or I should say the iHeartRadio app for future Garden America podcast. For the entire crew, I want to thank Jeremiah, Zach, Brandon. I want to thank Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Easter to one and all. Thank you for making us part of your weekend here at Garden America. Get growing, America.